Thank you, Mayor Bowser, Director Garcia, and other members of the DC federal government for the opportunity to speak about this program. The program I'm referring to is the Private Security Camera Rebate Program, where DC residents can be reimbursed up to $500 for the purchase of private security cameras for their home. Residents like myself that are new to DC found this program to be particularly useful as we become more familiar with our surroundings. And while I have not seen any negative behavior from the security cameras that would lead me to believe there would be a crime, I feel reassured knowing that if something were to happen, I have the recourse of providing the police with video and audio footage that allow them to conduct their investigation more efficiently. And with that, I'll introduce you to Mayor Bowser.
Thank you so much. Well, good afternoon, everybody. We are here to talk to you about the installation of our 10,000th security camera across the city. I want to thank you, Jonathan, for inviting us to your beautiful home here in Ward 7. I want to hope that you're an ambassador as well for our security camera program and that you are sharing with other residents how easy it is to be able to participate in our program. Let me acknowledge our Director of the Office of Victim Services and Justice Grants, who's responsible for implementing this program, Muriel Garcia. Thank you, Michelle. Kevin Donahue, the Deputy Mayor for Public Safety and Justice. Courtney Snowden, the Deputy Mayor for Greater Economic Opportunity. And Commander Chanel Dickerson is here representing the Metropolitan Assistant Chief, I should say. Commander Dickerson is here representing the Metropolitan Police Department along with Commander Taylor. So let's please give them a big round of applause. So, I want to thank, too, our commissioner and Ms. Malloy for being here representing our community. Let's give them a big hand. So, with over 700,000 residents, I don't have to tell you that public safety is among our top concerns. That's why 3 years ago we were very focused on how we could work with and partner with our residents to help keep our communities safe. We ensured, starting with one of the very key piece of technology, that all of our patrol officers would be equipped with body-worn cameras. We looked to technology as well to help homeowners keep an eye on their property and in the case of a crime, to work with police to share that data so that we can deter crime in neighborhoods and solve crimes when it happens. And so, just in that short history, just 2 years, we have funded 10,000 cameras for our residents. I have to tell you, residents say that the program is easy. They know how to get it. They go out and get their cameras, make sure their cameras are installed. Chris inspects to make sure the cameras are installed, and then you get your rebate check back from us. It's that simple. We also have a program that will certain people that qualify, that meet all the eligibility requirements, can get a voucher. If they're not able to prepay for the cameras, they can also come through our programs to see if they're eligible, and we'll give you a voucher to go out and get your cameras. We will continue to invest in this program. In fact, with this budget that's before the council right now, we already have an additional $500,000 to support the private security camera program for the District of Columbia. We're very, very pleased with how this is working out. What Director Garcia told me a little bit earlier today is that oftentimes we envisioned it at first that the officers would call us at the office and check to see if we had cameras in the area. But what we notice is that the patrol officers look on a property, they see a camera, they ask a homeowner if they can share information with us if a crime has been committed in the area. So we will continue to keep this program going, continue to work hand in hand with our commissioners, with our block captains, and with our residents to have a strong program. Let me have Michelle come up and say a little bit more.
Thank you, Mayor Bowser, and thank you for your continued support of this program. As the mayor said, this is one of the easiest programs that everybody in the district can participate in. To date, over 4,000 residents, businesses, nonprofits, and religious institutions have taken advantage of this program. As she said, you purchase the camera, you install the camera, you register it with MPD, and then you submit an application to our office, and we typically get that processed and get a rebate to you within 30 days. And as Mr. Brooks talked earlier when we were speaking, he was wowed at how quickly and easy this process was, and so we encourage more of you to participate in this and help us all make DC safer and stronger. And so now it's my privilege to have the mayor present to Mr. Brooks, the recipient of our 10,000th camera rebate, with his rebate for the camera program.
All right, Mr. Brooks. Don't spend it all in one place.
Right. That's gone.
All right, straight ahead, straight ahead.
It's gone.
Hold up, we gotta let Miss Malloy. All right, very good.
All right,
Thank you,
thank you.
everybody. Thank you. And so we'll handle a few questions. I'll take any on topic, and I know Assistant Chief Dickerson is also prepared to answer some specific questions.
Madam Mayor.
Yes.
Last night at 18th and M Street Northeast, a 4-year-old boy was shot and wounded during a drive-by. Not long ago, a young man, I think, was shot outside the Deanwood Rec Center not too far away from where we stand. This is not a good start to a summer initiative. What do you have to say about this case?
Well, we're very concerned, obviously, anytime we have gunfire and our residents affected, and the possibility, of course, of having any young person affected. In the case of the M Street incident from last night, a 3-year-old was indeed shot. We understand that the injuries are non-life threatening. And that MPD has a warrant out for the person we believe is responsible. So we're hopeful that the public will assist us in making sure that we can locate that individual and that this case is investigated fully, thoroughly, and quickly, and we have justice for this family. The chief was telling me that we had an altercation in one of our recreation centers that sometime later, outside the recreation center, 2 individuals known to each other got into an altercation and one was shot. I don't have any information on the condition of that person. Again, very troubling for us anytime there's violence, but in proximity to one of our recreation centers is also very troubling. We're focused on illegal guns. I think you know that I support enhanced enforcement around our schools and recreation centers, so that it's very clear that these are zones there should be no guns, and that this type of activity will be investigated and thoroughly enforced. I want to ask the chief if we have any information on that person that we think is responsible.
Yes, good afternoon. We do have, and it's ironic that we're here for the security program. Based on the information we have, we believe that a security camera will aid us in identifying the suspect from the Deanwood case. The victim in this case did sustain a gunshot wound to the torso, is non-life-threatening injuries.
Any lookout information?
No, ma'am. Just we have that it's a black adult male is the lookout. And once again, at this time, we have no reason to believe that there's a threat to public safety. The individuals knew each other. We have information that there was a dispute days prior, and then they engaged in the verbal altercation inside of the Deanwood Recreation Center, which later escalated outside to the shooting.
Do you have anything more on the 4-year-old, what the motive was there, and can you tell me about
No, it appears that that was a drive-by shooting, and the victim was the adult male and the 3-year-old. And I would be remiss if I didn't thank the community in that case, because a good Samaritan grabbed the child and got into a passerby's car and took the child to the hospital. And also witnesses to that shooting actually alerted us, and we made an arrest in that case. So I really want to thank the community for helping us, because we could not do this job without them.
Mayor, John Henry, Channel 9. I have to ask about Joshua Lopez and his resignation. Some people in the Jewish community were critical of you, that you only asked for him to apologize on Friday and not to resign. Do you have anything in response to that and anything on the news today?
My response is simply this. We in our city don't tolerate anti-Semitism of any kind, in any shape, any form, and anywhere. And what I think is important is that the city stands up and speaks out against it any place that we see it. I also think that we have to have a conversation about how we end it across our city. And that's the conversation that needs to be had.
Time to ask for him to resign.
Like I said, we need to have a conversation about how to end anti-Semitism, and talking about a few individuals won't do it. Anything else? Thank you.